Hello, world. It is Patrice, Danielle, and Andre Hatchett coming at you tonight to talk about the top 3 reasons why him and I want to one day get married in life. So let's start with your top reason.
My top reason. The union of marriage, coming home and seeing a wife, coming home and seeing kids. It's a beautiful sight. My parents have been separated for a long time, but in my younger years, I remember my mom being off of work every once in a while, and coming home from school, seeing my mom there, and her hooking up some crazy meals too, some phenomenal meals. And I just, love that family structure. We used to go to Red Lobster on Sundays as a family when we were tight. My friends, before they were separated and started to not like each other very much. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the family union, just coming home to a wife and building as one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Does the fact that they're separated make you a little nervous or apprehensive at all towards marriage?
I think it's done something to me. I'm not sure what. It might have been why I'm 32, right? So it might have been why I've waited so long to get married, because I want to make sure I do it right. Mm-hmm. So it might have made me more careful.
Right.
Than any old relationship. So I've done a lot of research on the subject as well. I've read a lot of books, I've watched DVDs, so I've prepared myself as best as I could to meet the right person, and still preparing myself. So looking forward to it.
One of my top reasons is very similar to what you said. I just personally think that love is such a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. So is commitment, and so the idea of those two things, I mean, it's almost like a huge achievement, right? To make something as serious as marriage work and to stay committed for a lifetime, to share something as natural and beautiful as love, for a lifetime. I think it's a great experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience, not to be cliche, but it is.
One hardcore shot. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to experience that.
Yeah, cool.
Another thing is I would like to reproduce one day. I want to have a child, and I don't want to do that out of wedlock. So, the only way that that's really going to be possible for me is to be married, because I'm not doing it any other way. So that's, really a huge reason as well.
Yeah. I'll piggyback off of what you just said. I need a household with people with everyone in my household has to have my last name. Mm-hmm. That's non-negotiable. Mm-hmm. You're living in my house, you have my last name.
I think you should get a shirt made. You say that a lot. It's a good one, though. I love that quote.
My house, my name, my wife, my name. Hyphen, if you want to hyphen that sucker, I don't care. But if you're living in my household, you need to have my last name. So there's something about the family structure that is very, very, very appealing. And I'm somewhat of a role model. I say that humbly, but I mentor a lot of kids. I have videos out there where I'm talking to the youth and to our Black community, and I think them seeing a successful married brother would make it. I'm also a cool dude, right? I'm not street, I'm not corporate. I'm a dude. I'm a guy, so I have a relatability factor to a lot of our people out there, and them seeing me married one day will hopefully inspire them to get married, because there's not a lot of brothers getting married nowadays. So
right,
that's another huge reason as well.
I also feel like, even though I consider myself independent, and I can be very successful on my own, I like the idea of the protection and the security, that comes from marriage, and having a husband and a man in the household. So I would love that. It's probably not one of the most important, but it's definitely like an added factor as to why, I would want to get married.
It should be. The next one, I like sex. I like sex. I enjoy the act very much. When you're married, if you're in a faithful marriage, which mine will be, you don't have to worry about STDs. You can have unprotected sex and have to worry about certain things. So, yeah, that's definitely on my mind. Like, we can just do it and not have to worry about condoms, and, we're committed to each other, and we can get busy. So
do you think it's realistic for two people to sleep with the same person for the rest of their life?
It's good enough. Yeah, you could do it.
What happens? Look, I have a question that a friend of mine actually mentioned. What happens when the woman goes into menopause and the man, is still up and ready to go? How do you stay committed to that?
There are other things that you could do besides the insertion. There are other ways to get pretty kinky out there. We don't have to get into it. But we can if you want to, but I don't.
Well, at least we know what our next conversation will be about, right?
There's a lot of ways to entertain somebody without the actual insertion. Yeah.
I have to add to like the spiritual growth of it all. It's probably not the best thing to piggyback off of this with, but I just think that I strongly believe in being equally yoked, and I think that two people trying to like lead a spiritual path and grow with God is better than one. You have someone to help you, hold you accountable here, in the world. And that's pretty deep. I love the idea of that.
Mm-hmm. That's deep. Emotional support. You know me very, very well. I'm a very independent dude. I've done a lot of things on my couple of businesses, a couple of homes, all this really cool stuff, right? But there's no feeling like having a woman who's on your side when you're trying to build an empire, who's with you, who's rubbing your back on the rug, who's giving you that encouragement, like doing projects, adventures together as a couple, power couple as they call it. There's no better feeling than that. I think that would be a really great added component to my life once I get married. Having my road dog, my wife is my road dog. I'm looking forward to that.
That emotional support is deep, and it's definitely needed.
It's huge, and I think a lot of women don't understand how important that is. They know about sex, a lot of them know about cooking, but the emotional support. There's a lot of men who marry women because they have that quality, because they're just our best friends. They're just our best friends, and they want to be our best friends, and they're committed to it, and it's natural. If you can tell some of your male friends that, I think that would be a good tidbit to pass along, if they don't already know it.
You hit the nail on the head with best friends. It's something that my parents have always preached, that's what you have to be first. I know that my best friend in life is going to be my best friend 25 years down the line or for a lifetime. And so you need to know that going into a marriage, about your significant other. Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested in hearing, what viewers have to say. And until next time, Dre, thank you.